CMJ Entertainment, your one-stop shop for all your event needs. Whether it's a wedding, corporate gathering, or charity event, we've got you covered. Our professional event planners bring your vision to life with top-notch decor, lighting, and limos. And don't forget Toronto's premier MC. Book today at 416-414-8964 or visit us at cmjn.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jump Podcast. This is your first time here. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Jump is jumping about up and down. It's about getting to the next level. And my guest right here, you can see she's gone to that next level. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Jen, give her a big round of applause, everybody.
Hello. Thanks for having me here today.
Jen, before we start, people don't know what we go through just to get things happen on our show. But I wanted to make sure that you're here and you've been so gracious to stay with us. We've been having technical issues, but we want to make sure that your message gets out there. And I'm telling everybody that you've done some phenomenal things right now. Talk about this new world record you've just received.
Yes. So I'll bring you back to the beginning of it. 2018, I was in a car wreck that should have taken my life and didn't. And instead, it woke me up to the magical gift life is. And I decided that I was going to start stepping into things that got me excited. So 2019 became a year of the bucket list. I started looking at things that got me excited, things I wanted to do, see, achieve before my time is up on this planet. And on that list was climb a mountain. 2020, I was turning 40. So I thought, you know what? I'll climb a mountain for my 40th birthday and launch this next decade of significance. So I do that. And my son says, like, well, if I'm going to climb a mountain, I should climb Everest. So I'm looking at Everest. I hire a coach, and the coach is like, I think we can even do better than that. I think you should be the first female to climb the second highest point on each of the 7 continents. They're harder than the first 7. It's only been done by one male. And let's be honest, 7 continents, 7 mountains, you have 7 children. It sounds like a jackpot. So I said yes. And 2.5 years later, here we sit. I got the record on June 1st of 2023. So woohoo.
I'm going to put a link in her Instagram because you guys see some of these pictures. You know, she's masked up. She's got breathing apparatus in there. When you do something like this, because a lot of people are scared to get to that next level, how did you psych yourself up? What preparation did you do? And I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about mentally.
Yeah, the mental game is real. Lucky for me, I have 7 children watching me. So I know that I'm modeling what's possible. So anytime that I felt weak or intimidated or overwhelmed, I would be like, you know what? I don't want my kids to feel this way. So I'm not going to feel this way. And I would dig deeper and realize how I handled the situation at hand was going to be a roadmap for how they would handle situations in their lives. And that really gave me the courage to continue when things got hard.
Because here's the thing. The show's called Jump because I believe a lot of people have greatness in them, but they're too scared to get to that next level and take that step. How do you teach people that you meet to overcome that step and say, hey, greatness is in you. Let's go.
Yeah. I think we need to learn how to feel fear and do it anyways. So I signed up for this quest and had no idea I was afraid of heights, which would have been a nice thing to know before I started. And I remember going to the climbing gym with my coach and climbing up the wall, and then all of a sudden getting weak in my knees, wanting to vomit, sweating profusely. And I came back down. I'm like, what just happened? He goes, you're afraid of heights. I'm like, I can't be afraid of heights. He's like, well, we're going to have to condition it out of you. So then what I did is I'd go up the wall and I'd just go one handhold higher, and then I'd come back down. And then I'd go back up and I'd go one handhold higher than that and come back down. And they call it exposure therapy. And it worked, right? Like I'm going to feel the fear, but I'm going to still do it. So my body understands that, okay, we can feel any way we want to, but my mind is going to overrule that and we're going to continue on. And that's been a really helpful metaphor for me to dig into when things get hard.
Now you said you got, 7 kids, the mountains, but you have 5 boys, 2 girls.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I know the boys are going to be like, yo, mom, that was so cool. What does your daughter say about this?
Oh, my daughters think it's so fun. In fact, they probably like climbing the most out of all of the kids. So it's been a nice way for us to connect, because when we're at the climbing gym, we can all play on the climbing wall. I might just go a little bit longer or harder than they do, but we're roped up, we help each other, and it's just been a really fun experience.
Now, do you believe that your kids gave you some of that inspiration to do what you do nowadays?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like before I got in the accident, I mean, I was a good mom. I was definitely putting my life on hold for my children. And then once I got in the accident, I was like, I shouldn't put my life on hold for anybody. I need to do what gets me excited. And in fact, I'm demonstrating what it's like to be a mom. And so when I started doing things that got me excited and pumped up and all the things, my kids are seeing what it's like to be a mom that does herself and takes care of others instead of sacrificing herself to take care of others. And I think that's a healthier way to do life.
I love that you're putting that forward, because what's we call work balance. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean, sometimes we give too much to one side and we take too much the other side is one other. I love that you're saying that when mom feels great and fantastic, you can pour more energy and love into your kids because you're doing what you're doing. They're seeing you do what you do. So how do we translate in that into the corporate world?
Yeah. I work from home sometimes, and I will do Zoom calls, and my kids will see me do Zoom calls. They'll see me prep for Zoom calls. Um, I like to include them as much as possible. Here's what I do during the day so that we can have the resources that we have to do what we like to do. And I think just including them as much as possible allows them to understand that sometimes this is what balance looks like. Sometimes I'll take them out of school for lunch and we'll do something special because I'll have to work late at night, and they'll realize it's always a juggling act.
So when we first started talking, you mentioned that, growing up, flight attendant, you want to travel around the world. Where do you look at that now?
Oh, I love traveling. I love taking my kids to travel because it just breaks our routine. It allows us to go somewhere else, see different ways of doing life, different ways of experiencing the day. And then we come back to our routine. We're like, oh, wait, maybe we don't need to do it that way. Maybe there's a more efficient or effective way for us to proceed or build our lives. So I love taking them to experience different cultures because it helps us develop our own internal family culture.
So not only are you breaking records, you're writing books. Tell us about your book.
Yes. So I wrote a book, Break Proof: 7 Strategies to Build Resilience and Achieve Your Life Goals. And I take you on the mountain adventures with me. So I'll take you on each expedition and let you extract a lesson from that expedition to apply to your own life. I call the book Break Proof because we're going to break in our pursuits. It's not this get to point A to point B with no setbacks or obstacles. But when those setbacks or obstacles happen, we have a chance to review everything that's broken. Now we have proof: what's working, what's not working, what do we need to continue forward and continue up our climb, in the metaphorical sense. And hopefully this book adds a lot of value to all the readers. So far, the feedback's been amazing, and I'm really excited about it.
So it launched January 9th, releasing January 9th, 2024. Now,
Yep.
what was the major setback in writing this book?
Oh my gosh, I'll climb mountains before I write another book. It is so hard to write a book because you're writing to a blank piece of paper and you're not getting feedback, right? So you're not sure, like, am I giving too much detail, not enough detail? Are we moving through the story fast enough? Are people getting bored? And it's a struggle, but I've had a whole bunch of people read it to give us feedback as we've been developing the concepts. And I think we finally landed where we're all happy, but it was a journey. It was definitely a journey.
So do you think writing the book was harder than climbing the mountain?
100%. I'll climb a mountain before anybody recommends me write another book all day long. Thank you very much.
So writing the book, people say when they get into the book and writing the book, it flashes them back to the experience they've had.
Yes.
What was the
Yes.
one experience when you're climbing the mountain that you just said, I'm done? Was there at any time during that climb that you just said, okay, I did it, I tried, I'm done? Or was it just go, go, go the whole time?
Oh no. The reason why we celebrate summits is because there's 1,000 times before that summit where you wanted to tap out and say, just kidding. I was kidding. I did not want to do this pursuit. I don't know why I signed up for it. But when you're at the top, you're like, okay, I overcame those thoughts that are temporary, that are trying to limit us and keep us stuck. But when I was going back and writing the book, this journey hasn't been easy. I lost a friend to an avalanche. A friend lost his hand to frostbite. There's been hard things that I've had to metabolize in this pursuit. And even being away from your family is hard. But the journey has made all of us better. And for that, I'm grateful.
And all that is into the book.
Yes, 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 yes.
So please tell everybody where they can get the book and where the book is going to be.
Yeah. So if you go to my website, jendrummond.com, you can find all my social media channels, reach out, say hello on whatever platform you like best, and then also find the book there. Otherwise, it's on Amazon. If you pre-order, there's a whole bunch of fun bonuses and freebies available to you, or you can wait till January 9 and it'll ship that day.
All right. Well, it's time to have some fun with you. Let's go.
Okay.
It's now time for Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire is a quick game. It's got 2 minutes on the clock. But here's the funny thing. You get to choose your own questions. You get to choose A, B, C, or D. And those are the questions I'm going to ask you. Now, you can elaborate, but remember, you only got 2 minutes on the clock. So let's go. Which ones would you like today? A, B, C, or D?
We'll do D.
Let's go for D. 2 minutes starts on the clock when I ask you the first questions. What's your most memorable year?
Ooh, 2006.
Would somebody call you a nerd in school?
Probably.
What was your best subject in school?
Math.
If you won $1 million, what was the first thing you would do today?
Invest it.
What's the worst thing you would invest in?
Probably buy real estate. A beach property would be fun.
Favorite TV show?
Ooh, I used to watch Alias. I haven't watched TV in a long time. That's going to age me.
Favorite celebrity crush?
Favorite celebrity crush? I mean, everybody. I used to have a crush on John Bon Jovi growing up, so I'm going to stay with that one.
There you go. What's the worst piece of advice you've ever gotten?
You have time.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one. That one. Okay. Who's your biggest fan?
My mom. My mom's my biggest fan, 100%. Maybe one of my boys, but definitely mom. Thank you, Mom.
Tell us the first routines you do in the morning.
Ooh, I get up and I have this thing called toothbrush talk. So I will brush my teeth. And for those 2 minutes, I'm only allowed to say positive things to myself. So try the toothbrush talk.
I just pictured you doing that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're so nice. You're going to have a great day. Life is good.
I like it. Okay. What is your dream career?
Oh, doing what I'm doing now, climbing mountains and inspiring other people on stages. It's perfect.
And then what's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
Thank you for encouraging me.
There you go. With 4 seconds left on the clock, you made it through rapid fire.
Woo-hoo! I like it.
So let's go back to this brushing the teeth, because I find that so interesting. I've seen people put sticky notes and everything. Where did you come up with that concept about just, taking your own sweet time, brushing your teeth and just giving yourself compliments?
Yeah. So I was on the mountain and you don't have a mirror and you just get to look out at the world and brush your teeth. You're like, oh, wow, isn't this beautiful? And then I came home from an expedition and I started brushing my teeth in the mirror. I was picking myself apart. I'm like, oh, I need to go get my hair colored. What's going on with my face? I look tired and all these negative things. And I realized this isn't helping me. The world's hard enough. I don't need to be hard on myself. So I turned in my toothbrush time to a positive toothbrush talk. And I'm only allowed to say positive things to myself about myself when I'm brushing my teeth.
So it's just straight affirmations, or is it just compliments? Which one is it?
Whatever I need that day, right? Let it be flexible, but let it be empowering and encouraging and uplifting.
So when you go out to do speaking engagements, because I know people are probably after you now, the climbing the mountain, what's the one message that you're trying to get into people when you're on stage?
I think the general thing is we don't get to choose when we die, but we sure get to choose how we live. And so today, can you make a choice that's for yourself to live your best life?
And what is success to you? What does success mean to you? Like, what is, different people have success in their levels. Are you at your success level, or what does success mean to you?
Yeah, I think success is a moving target, if I had to be honest, because once we reach success, then we start to redefine it and we want it in different areas of our lives. So for me, it is setting a goal, achieving it, and then allowing another goal to present itself and pursue that.
So is it one step at a time, or do you do a board with sticky notes and you have all the different things you want to achieve?
I normally do one big goal at a time. So I'll have one big goal per year, but then I'll have little minor goals that can fit in that don't disrupt the bigger goal.
Makes sense. So when you go to your website, you have a thing called 40-day challenges. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a sprinter, right? Like I love having little bursts of things that I focus on. And I built challenges for myself to hold myself accountable. And then people started asking me like about them. And so I started sharing them with the public. And it's been super fun because they've added and expanded to the ideas that I originated on.
So one step at a time. Is it a group thing? Is it individually? How does it work?
So we do have group cohorts that start at different times of the year, but sometimes people are anxious to get going so they can do a self-paced version of any of the goals. But yeah, right now we're in the middle of a parenting challenge. I came up with a 40-day challenge before I went on each expedition to make sure that I was very connected to my children before I left. And when I was done with the climbs, they're like, "Are we done with our challenge?" I'm like, No, we'll still do it. And so I offered it up and we have a group going right now and it's been a lot of fun.
So give us your quick morning routine. So after you jump up and you brush your teeth and you say all these great things, what is your next steps? What is your routine?
Yeah, I make my bed and then go start doing breakfast for the kids and just connect with everybody. So I'm a more of an evening journaler than a morning journaler, and my kids go to school at different staggered times, so it's just spending time with them. And then once they go to school, I give myself 30 minutes before I jump into work mode, and here we are.
Perfect. All right, let's have some more fun. Here we go.
Now time for Pick 3.
It's now time for pick three. So this will be your last three questions before we let you go. You get to choose your own questions again. So give me three numbers between 1 and 13, and those will be the last questions before we let you go today.
Okay, 2, 7, and 10.
2, 7, and 10. All right. Number 2, what are 5 people would you bring with you on a deserted island and why?
Ooh,
Only 5 people.
I'll bring my 5 boys because no matter what happens, they're going to make me laugh.
Makes sense. Here you go. All right. Number 4. Would you rather spend time in the North Pole for 2 years or in the Sahara Desert?
I'll do the desert. I've done the South Pole and it's way too cold. I want warm.
And the last one, past or present, who would you want to follow and why? Just to be a shadow for 24 hours, past or present. You just want to follow that person for 24 hours, get to know them, what they've done, be a fly in the wall. Why would you choose them?
Okay, Cleopatra, because that was a time where they like worshipped women. I want to know what it was like.
So I've never, hey, you know something? I get it. I get that one. But how is it different from today and to then?
Oh, I don't know, right? I wasn't alive then. I
Mean,
know.
like, what I mean is like, how do you feel that we need to grow more? Because when I asked you that question about your daughters and how they see you climbing the mountain, I feel like, you're now their role model. You know what I mean? They see what a woman can do, like you're saying. The first woman to ever do that. And this is 2020. When did you do it? Last year?
Yeah, I just finished this year.
Right. And it took us that long to have somebody great like you to do that. Is it because we don't see the challenges? We don't see different avenues? What is it, do you think?
I think it's just we're evolving, right? Like things have shifted. I definitely think it's improving and I see there's continuous improvement, but it'd just be fun to know if we got the stories right from the past and how did it play out.
Fantastic. So before we let you go, tell everybody where they can find you, your podcasts, contacts. If they want you to speak on stage, go ahead.
Yes, jendrummond.com. Find me there. You'll see my social media handles. So connect with whatever platform you prefer. I love speaking. Join a challenge, order the book, and I hope to meet you soon.
Thank you. Fantastic. Listen, it's been an honor, a pleasure to meet you. You're doing some phenomenal things and create up the great work. And we hope to see you on the next championship, next level that you're doing. Please keep us informed.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Hey, hope you had a great time listening to the show. If you think I did a great job, please buy me a coffee. I still got a lot of work to do. We would love to hear from you, your feedback, so please click the link and leave us a review. You can help us grow by following us on all social media platforms and sharing this link. Once again, it's time for you to jump. Success is waiting.